Dear drama lovers, welcome to the sensational world of Profits Are Up show. Get ready to dive into the drama, the intrigue, and the suspense as we unveil the secrets to skyrocketing profits in your business. In this captivating online course, we'll take you on a journey filled with twists and turns, where every decision could mean the difference between success and failure. From heart-pounding strategies to unexpected plot twists, you won't want to miss a single episode of this thrilling adventure. Stay tuned, where we'll reveal the first secrets to unlocking your business's true profit potential.
Peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip-hop sales coach. What it is, man, you rocking with the best. You already know you got my man Tech Amaku, Mr. Automation himself. Oh, Tech, I did see that you're rolling out a new book, brother. That book look ill, man. I gotta tell you that that cover looks real ill. Talk about that book real quick.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, man, I'm glad to be in the sales training. This is what I look forward to every single day. I don't get this nowhere else, so I'm happy to be in the building. But yeah, man, thanks for bringing up the book. It's the ultimate price guide for notaries. It's the ultimate price guide. So yeah, man, shout it out. The biggest issue I see is that getting clients, everyone wants to get clients. That's everyone's dream outcome. Some people do it for the community, right? Some people do it to be well known within the community. You still need to get clients, don't you? So the hardest part is about understanding that or connecting those two dots is first, you got to actually have a price. You got to know what you're charging the person. Otherwise, you're lost, man. You're directionless. So this is going to help people develop a price, a definitive price. That's what the book is all about.
Awesome. Tap Shine from Instagram said, yo, who's snitching, yo? Who's snitching? Oh, we got to get into that. It's going to be an interesting show today. I'm glad you guys are here. But before I get into the show, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do something. I want to tell you how grateful I am for you, bro.
All right.
I don't think as Black men enough we show our appreciation for other Black men that, you know, will guide us through some things. And you showed me a lot, from financial services to insurance and stuff like that, like things that are behind the scenes. And I just want to express my gratitude to you, brother.
Oh yeah, well, thank you.
Mad love, brother. Mad love, B. You heard?
Love. Like I said, I look forward to these, man. So it's the same with me. I take a lot away from you. You give a lot, and it's just nonstop, constant ideas. So this is always productive for me.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about Notary Tattletales. Are they the gatekeepers of integrity, or are they just scamming for their own personal gain? I've come across some information, and Tech, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more about it. I've heard about the notary snitches, and when I say notary snitches, ladies and gentlemen, it's not customers snitching on notaries. It's actually notaries snitching on other notaries. So Tech, you brought something to my attention yesterday. Share with the family.
Yeah, man, it's interesting because, you know, we all have notary commissions. Agree? Everyone who's watching this, presumably you have a notary commission, or maybe you're about to get one. It's in the mail. It got lost. I don't know. But presumably if you're watching this, you have a notary commission. So that means if you and I both have the ability to go out and execute a notarization, then we both equally have the same, you know, capability. We can, you can do what I can do what you can do, you know, loan signing agent, notary public, whatever it is. Needless to say, we can all go out and do it. But how you apply yourself to your commission and how I apply myself to my commission, and how so and so and them, how they all do it differently, and how you do it differently. That's really where the separation is, right? That's what makes this so unique.
Yeah.
Whether you're in Maryland or Florida or California, you all have a notary commission. So that means you can go out and do it. But what I do, because of the circumstances in my life, and what you do because of the scenarios and the situations in your life, you might apply to different. For example, for instance, you may work full time. You literally go to work Monday through Friday. You have a job that you go in 9 to 5, you do it every single day. So therefore, your availability time to go out and execute notarizations may not be what the next person's is. Mm-hmm. Somebody else might work part-time.
Right.
They may have, by virtue of that availability, have more time to do it. So therefore, they're going to apply a different strategy than you would naturally. And then there's some people who do this full-time, right? But the point I'm trying to make is, because you do this differently doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means you apply your life and the uniqueness of the notary industry in a different way. So the easiest way to see the difference between people is say, well, this level of integrity, or this somehow knowledge of every single state law, or knowing what the conduct of an individual is supposed to be. And then what it comes really down to is, if I'm able to apply a different skill set and I'm able to generate X amount of dollars, and you don't apply that same strategy, or you apply some different strategy and you don't get that X amount of dollars,
it might be in my code.
All of a sudden, there's an issue, there's a problem, there's wrong. So there's just notaries out there who, they want to educate you on the document types. We don't do that. We don't teach you about the documents. Some people want to know that, and I would debate that whether you need to know that or not. Why do you need to know the details of a document? Some people want that approach. What we do is very, very specific, very, very intentional. We teach you how to get clients. Yeah, that's simple. So in order for you to get clients, in order for you to enjoy this business, in order for you to make this, everybody got their own intentions. If you want to start a business, you wanted to start a side hustle, you wanted to replace your income, we teach you how to make this worthwhile. It's got to be worth your time. It's literally, if it's not worth your time, then you won't be doing this for very long. You won't do anything for very long if it's not worth your time, to be honest. So how do you make this worth your time? Well, the easiest way is to actually get compensated for it. You got to get paid for it. If you think about this, if you worked in your normal job or worked in any other business and you didn't think it was worth your time, well, you probably wouldn't do it for very long. So how do you determine that? That's what the price guide is for. How to actually calculate an actual number. And we do it very simple, 3 steps. How much money do you need per month in your household income? What I need may not be what you need. What you need may be what the next person needs. And then divide that by the number of hours you actually have available to go out and execute notarizations. Outside of everything else you got to do. Outside of your other obligations. And then that should give you a number. How much money you need per month, divide that by the number of hours that you have available. That'll give you an actual number per hour, and that's what you base your prices on. And by virtue of us doing sales trainings, by virtue of us answering the questions that customers call us with, then we can command a worthwhile price. I'm not gonna say reasonable. I ain't gonna say high. I ain't gonna say low, because again, what I need may not be what you need. What you need may not be what I need. So for the notaries who don't actually understand how that works, they end up quitting the business prematurely. They end up resenting the person that they got training from. They end up cursing out their real estate agent who told them that they should be a notary, or whoever. See, they end up having these bad feelings in their mouth, all because they don't understand that this isn't business. And in fact, if you don't treat it that way, then you won't get that same outcome. So
Yeah, from coaching uh, over 3,000 students, I will say that there are a lot of notaries that will come into the industry and they know how to notarize the documents, right? But they do not know how to sell their product, package their product, price their products. And the fact that there are notary snitches out in this world that are upset with other notaries making a decent amount of money per notarization is troubling for me, because it the people that like don't be surprised if someone starts a hotline, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be surprised if someone says, hey, if is someone charging more than the state mandate, uh call this hotline and snitch on this notary. And what's crazy is it's other notaries that are doing it to their fellow notaries. And my thing is this: I said to myself last night, because I've been pondering about this all yesterday, right? I was like, what does the person have to gain by trying to report another notary for charging a client a certain fee? I said, if the client agrees to pay that fee, why would another notary have a problem with that? And ladies and gentlemen, if you those that are tuning in on Instagram or on YouTube and everything, chime in. Tell me, I have a checklist. I went to Chat GBT Tech, and I told Chat GBT, give me the 5 dominant reasons why a person would snitch, and we're going to go over those 5.
okay.
We're going to go over those 5 why a person would snitch. But I want you to keep this in mind. It took criminal activity, and no one in this notary industry is doing criminal activity, so take that in consideration. But I pondered, why would a person want to stop another person from making money that a client agreed to pay? So that's like Marshalls or Ross sells a purse for $20, but yet they call the Federal Trade Commission to tell about Louis Vuitton charging $15,000 for a purse.
Right.
Why would a company like Ross or Marshalls call the Federal Trade Commission to snitch on Louis Vuitton? Why would Casio call the snitch on Rolex? They have something to gain themselves. That's what I came up with, Tech.
Okay.
If you were trying to dominate a certain industry, the first thing that you would want to do is push your competition out of the way. We could take it to the drug game. You want to take over a block, you're going to try to get your competition out of the way. So what are you going to do? You're probably going to sell your drugs much cheaper to drive away competition. And then once you drive away competition, what do you do then? You increase your profit margin, and then you charge what you want. It's a way of monopolizing an industry. What do you say about that, Tech?
Yeah. The point that you made about the customer agreeing to the price is very, very important to note. I don't know if y'all caught that, but I caught that. I took note of that, and that's very important because what you offer may not be what I offer. For instance,
damn, I don't know, dude.
If a client calls and they say, "Well, my boss, he needs a notary, and they need it like right now," because the last notary that we hired, they no-showed. So my boss and her husband, they're waiting because they're getting ready to catch a flight, and they were supposed to get this document signed half an hour ago, but the notary no-showed. Can you come right now? See, I can offer that service right now. And then I didn't mention this part, but the person says, and I'm willing to pay more for the short notice.
Mm-hmm.
You work a full-time job, work a part-time job, you're busy with your kids, you're doing something else, you are unavailable. You can't fulfill that request, but they can. I can. She can. Therefore, I command $269 for this 2-signature document that, because of the utter urgent importance of the document and because of the value of the time, like you talked about earlier, knowing how much you need, divide that by the hours of availability, time. Because that person, they understand the value of their time and they already know that they are expediting or they're given this situation an emergency. So therefore, I can command, the customer agrees, the customer actually initiated in that sense. But because you can offer something that I can't, or because I can offer something you can't, that innately gives me the ability to have and again, if the customer, that's why they called you. This is what they wanted. And if you can do it right this very moment or at 2:30 in the afternoon, because I have several family members coming in from out of town. Like, listen, when we sell the notary, this isn't just a signature and a stamp. I know you kind of been trained to think of it that way. You just sit around and then when a house gets sold, somebody calls you. But listen, when you understand that this is a product that you're working with, this is someone's important livelihood that you're working with, this is valuable. Okay. And if this person has already attempted to get this executed with 2 other people and failed, what about the appointment we were talking about the other day? The lady reached out to somebody on Thumbtack twice, no-showed. And she's still trying to get her money back. She calls me. She says, damn near on her knees. Thanks for coming. I called 2 other people, couldn't get them to come, and I'm still trying to get a refund for them. They won't answer the phone. I love the fact that you were prompt.
Yeah.
313, 1 signature, 10 minutes, not even that, in and out. But because I can fulfill this request at the time, I'm answering the question that this person wants, and that's valuable. So this is not just notary that you're selling. You got to understand, these are situations, these are scenarios. This is why we teach you in a certain way about like sales training. This is what you sell. If you're in this business, presumably you started this business to actually have a business. Now you have one. Or you have another commission that gives you the capability to have a business. But if your plans were to just sit around and wait for, to sign up for 100 different signing services because you got to go to a title office 8 times, 8 touch points before they work with you, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's nonsense and it's dangerous because clients are calling you and they are looking for you. But if you tell them that, oh, I can't do this, then guess what? Don't be surprised when they don't hire you. And then they question you whether you are, the $2, you want to charge me $2? Yeah. So, it's big to me. It's big. And if you don't see it from that perspective, then that's okay. But for you to then say, all right, how is this person getting $75 for 1 signature? How is this person? It should only be $1. How is that? I'm going to report them to the National Federal Bureaus, signing agents unanimous. Like, come on. You have a commission. I have a commission. You have a license. I have a license. We all operate in the same world. What I apply, what you apply, is just different. And for the people who want to make this into a business, because that was their goal, that was their intention. They understand that there's several different ways to operate a business. Then, this is for you. This is for you. This is directly for that person.
And what's interesting is that, first of all notaries are not created equal. Let's get that out the way. And then secondly, your stamp ain't worth crap. It's a piece of plastic with some rubber and some ink. Let's get that out the way. Your stamp ain't worth nothing if you cannot close deals that will put that stamp into effect. I mentioned this story before where Barack Obama's doctor of 20 years told me, literally told me in my face, if I was anything less than $100, he was not going to allow me to come notarize the document. The reason why he said that is because he's like, he holds himself to a certain type of standard. And he's like, if someone is going to be coming to my home, notarizing an important document, which was making his property into a landmark, right? The last thing he wants to do is pay $20 to a notary and then bite his nails, hoping that everything went through correctly. So he's willing to spend a more premium amount of money to ensure that the document does get executed successfully. These are the people that we cater to. Now, I don't know who these notary tattletale snitches are, but y'all need to cut it out. There's 4.4 million notaries in the United States. What are you going to do? Just run around and police all notaries? That makes no sense. That, like, unless you're going to make that your business, you're making other people's business your business. You ever heard of the saying, mind your own business?
Yes.
It's upsetting because the fact that a person would create a video, and I don't know who this chick is, but I heard about you, and hopefully you're watching this live. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself, and then you're embarrassing the industry that you are looking to create some type of a hotline for people to call in. Now, it ain't even customers calling in. That's the thing. I don't even know if anybody even calls in, to be honest with you. I doubt anybody calls in because I would believe that the most important person that would call a hotline like that would be the customer, not another damn notary. Shout out to my girl, Kim Yanni, out there in Washington. She had other notaries try to rat her out. And you know what the Secretary of State told these people? Mind your own business.
Beat it.
Like this ain't the first, rodeo. I know people that have been snitched on because another notary thought their pricing didn't match theirs. Who wants to be in second place? Not me.
No.
The only people that are upset, I'm talking about notaries that are upset, and maybe a couple of people will drop off this live from this statement. The only people I know that are upset at people that are winning are the ones that are in second, third, and fourth place.
That's right.
You're upset at the person that's in first place. This person values their, like, really consider this, ladies and gentlemen. The notary has a say as well if they want to run the appointment or not. Have you ever considered that, my notary snitch? Have you ever considered that the notary actually has a say if they want to run an appointment or not? So if a client says, I'm not going to pay you what you're asking, I'm only going to pay you $20 for you to come notarize this power of attorney. Well, guess what? The notary has a say and say, well, I don't agree to that. I don't want to do it. Well, the state says, I don't care what the state says. I'm not going to drive to your house to do a notarization for $20. I don't care who you call.
That's right.
The notary snitches out there, you guys have failed.
The client has three choices. The client can.
Let's talk about that. The choices, the three selection choices that the client has.
Yeah, they call you and Yeah, I've got this client that I've got this tenant that I've been trying to have them sign their lease agreement, and they got to get it notarized. How much do you charge? Right? The client actually is inquiring about something that you offer. You do offer notary, right? Okay, good. So I'm trying to get this coordinated for one of my tenants so that they can sign their lease agreement, and they've got to get it notarized. How much do you charge? That's what they want to know. And then you tell them $2 or you tell them $250, right? It's not the number, it's not the price that we're talking about. But then the client says, I'll just go down to UPS store. I don't know why they sound like that, but I just think they sound like the landlord. So the client has a choice. I'll either accept what it is that you're offering or I don't. But they also
decide not to make a decision at all.
Or they don't make a decision at all.
This is what I believe that these notary snitches are not considering.
They don't understand.
The client has these choices, these three choices. I can go with you, knowing what your price is, Tech. I can go with you, or I can continue to shop around and go with someone else, or I could decide not to make a decision at all and not get the document notarized at all.
Really?
I have my in-laws currently are sitting on a power of attorney that we were supposed to do about a year ago. They chose not to do it at all right now. That is a choice that the client has. If Tech gives the client a $200 bill, the client has the choice of choosing to go with Tech or not making a decision at all. So the fact that notaries are going out of their way to police other notaries on how they're making an income is embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. I could see if a client calls and said, I'm going to report you because I believe your price is too high. And if you guys did not see the episode where I had Camille on there, who is a tax accountant, she shows you how to navigate through this, ladies and gentlemen. So, like, you're not doing anything illegal, charging $200, $300. She literally breaks it down. She breaks it down how the people are able to charge. And then what's funny is the same people don't hem and haw when they're charging $150, $200, $300 for a loan signing.
Yeah, where's the difference?
Where's how did that bullet not hit anyone? But yet, general notarizations, you need to follow the state mandate. But when it comes to loan signings, all of a sudden, the rules go out the window.
That doesn't apply. That doesn't apply for some odd, unexplainable reason. That doesn't apply.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Fuck out of here, yo. It's ridiculous, man. So we're going to go into the top five. But before we go into the top five, we're going to take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. I would encounter clients asking about, do I provide power of attorney doc? And at the time I didn't. But I was interested in helping out my client as much as possible. So I sought out a company called eForm. And eForms allowed me to create legal documents in minutes. I was able to service my clients and provide exceptional notary service to them. So if you would like to try out eForms, click the link in the description below. Disclaimer: check with your Secretary of State to see if you can notarize document that you have created for your clients. Okay, so number one, why a person would snitch. And mind you, I pulled this up on ChatGPT. It does give a little bit of a criminal feel to it, but we all know that we're notaries and we're not doing anything malice or criminal in this situation. So take that for what it's worth. So the reason why a person would snitch, one, they feel like they have a moral obligation. They believe the act being reported is wrong and needs to be stopped, even if it means going against someone that they know or care about. This could involve serious crimes like violence, abuse, threats, so on and so forth. So this is a person that feels like they have a moral obligation. To who? To who? To a client they never met before?
Some imaginary person that they're trying to protect. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's all an imaginary creation in their mind. I have to go out and do this.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do this. Not knowing the situation, not knowing the circumstances of that particular deal or that particular call, not knowing that this person had 15 siblings and family members who needed to sign a power of attorney that need to go to Philippines in 2 days, right? Not knowing all of the circumstances around it, I'm just going to go report this person because I know the law. I studied the state handbook. I know all the statutes and the articles and the sections and the codes of your state, even though I don't live there, but I know everything about it. And therefore, I'm going to report you. Not knowing the full context of none of these situations, I have a moral obligation. Makes no sense. It's all imaginary. And to be honest, it's kind of dangerous. Kind of dangerous to take the eyes off of what your operation does, what your notary business maybe you have a notary business, maybe you don't, but to take the direction off of and the focus off of what you do and then just place it squarely on 4.4 million other people is dangerous for you. Is misguided, and it can take you down this dark road. Now all of a sudden you're known as this person who goes and you're like a hunter now. And it's crazy because what happens if you are in this business to actually have a profitable and sustainable business, one that you enjoy, then it's odd to me that you see what someone else does and someone who's performing at a high level and probably doing something that you want to do. How can I find out what you do? How can I actually apply what you do and implement that into my own? How can I improve myself rather than, I see something I don't like. That's what Karen does. That's what you're doing something that I don't think is, should be happening. I have a moral obligation to report you. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Not to mention the dangers, man. It really is. The way I think about it is, all right, here's how you turn it around. If there's a person who, I'm gonna give you an example. So if a client calls and, I haven't gotten a chance to, this is a client talk. I haven't gotten a chance to get through to any other notary. I haven't gotten a chance to get to anybody to come out and help me and my family transfer some land. This is a real client that called me yesterday. 2 weeks prior to that, they also reached out to me, and I know it because I recognize the phone number, but they were unable to the son's working. They got different schedules. They can't actually execute this appointment. But I reach out to the person, tell them that I can help them, and then they don't book. But 2 weeks in the future, fast forward to yesterday, it's all about, well, thank you for coming out. Documents weren't ready at the time, but now they are ready, and now we're ready to transfer this land, gifted over to my son. And I got him at a time where he's not working, and my wife is also here. So the three of us can sign this and execute this very important matter. Guys, if you can answer that one question for this client, when can you come out and help me? And can you give me a definitive time and a definitive date that will be guaranteed, will not be broken? Because what he did was he attempted to try to do this 2 separate times and didn't work out. Wasted time, wasted money, wasted energy, and you lose confidence. But then they come across your service. I invest into my business that gives guaranteed appointments, and it reconfirms appointments over and over again through automation. The client loves the constant communication. They are willing and happily will pay to have that confirmation, to have that satisfaction, knowing that what they're trying to do, what they're trying to get done is getting done. There's people out there. There's people, and you don't know the circumstances behind that. Talking to this notary who's tattletelling and upset and weirded out by people who are applying business strategies to their operation and making it more profitable. But they don't understand. Maybe that notary has a package that allowed that client to get exactly what they were requesting at the time that they needed, and they were willing to open up and pay the price for it. $500, $800, $1,200, $2, whatever it is. You offer a solution to this client. The client agrees. Everyone's happy except for you. Crazy, but that's the end of my rant. Thought I lost you there for a second. Unmute.
My bad. Yeah, my connection went down. AT&T is having some problems right now. Okay. I'm glad you kept the foot in the fire, brother.
Yeah, I just kept it going.
No question. That's how we do, baby. We're gonna go into number 2 right now. Number 2, why a person would snitch. This is what I think. Why a person would snitch is self-preservation or benefit. They believe cooperating with authorities will benefit them personally, such as receiving leniency in their own legal case. Now that's, they're talking about some criminal activities. We're not doing any criminal activities. Avoiding punishment or receiving a reward. Now, the reward could be that this notary snitch can get more business by bumping their competition out of the way, which I mentioned earlier. This can be a complex situation, as it can raise questions about the individual's true motivations and the potential coercion involved. So this is why I think a notary would go out of their way to snitch, is for personal gain. That's the only reason why I can see why a notary would actually be a tattletale on another fellow notary that has nothing to do with their business. What do you say, Tech?
Yeah, true that. You got me thinking about interrogation rooms when the person they're being interrogated by the detectives, and then they give up all the information. They're just, oh man, did you do it? Who did it? Name me. I watch too much TV. But yeah, absolutely. That's in the end, it's misguided though. The self-preservation thing is interesting because there is no competition. I've always said this notary community and industry is so highly individualized. It comes down to your availability. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't do it, you were no competition. You were never competition. You can't be, because that person needs that 2:30 on Thursday, and you unfortunately are not available. But does that always mean that you can't execute it? Obviously because we operate businesses, no, we still secure clients, and we can then outsource the notaries to go out there. So that's the way to go about. That's the way. That's the difference. That's the separation, between people who say, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and do everything because that's what I'm used to, and I don't know any other way than to do it this way. I'm going to go out and do that, but I can't do it at 2:30. So I guess, but we don't see it that way. We like, all right, we can do everybody.
Cat Jax is hilarious. He said, "No way we're going to be doing crackhead notary appointments for $30. Believe it or not, Kedge, there are notaries doing it at them crackhead prices. And it's because they do not understand their self-worth in this industry. They are doing notary assignments that hundreds of thousands of dollars are being transferred right before their eyes on the kitchen table. And they're charging $20, $25, $30 for these things. It's unreal. And it's unreal. And me and Tech, we go out of our way to show notaries their self-worth in this industry. Like, if you look at these title and escrow companies on the what form is that? Is that the NDA, if I'm not mistaken, the non-disclosure agreement or something like that, where it actually shows you what they're charging the client. And then you look at what they're paying you and you're like, this is there's a big difference here. You just charge the client $250, $300 for this notarization, but you're paying me $50. It happens all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Let me see the notary snitch. Go report them.
Yeah, go report.
Don't be a half-ass vanguard. Don't half-step your policing integrity of police. If you're going to stand on business like that and be the notary police, nigga, report everybody. Report everyone.
Everybody.
Don't you run a red light either. If you're gonna hold everything to a certain standard, don't you start doing illegal practices yourself. As the Bible says, he without sin cast the first stone. And I'd hate to put this word with the Bible, but bitch ass nigga. He without sin cast the first stone. Who are you that's going to be doing what? It's unreal, brother.
Have you ever done a $30 notary?
Has I done a what?
Have you ever done a $30 notary?
Yes, I have. When I first started,
yes.
I didn't understand the industry. I was doing $30 notaries, and the clients were begging me to come.
They say, "Can you come right now?"
Right now. Matter of fact, they were like, at $30, they didn't care if I went to them or they came to me. They said, "This is a steal."
Yes.
You're gonna do a quick claim deed for me for $30? Dude, I'll give you home run in pizza. I will meet you. I will meet you at the gambling spot, my nigga.
Before you change your mind. Hurry up before you change your mind.
Yes.
Come on.
And truth be told, Tech, when everybody was agreeing to them prices, I said, there is something wrong here. I said, there is something wrong because my pricing is obviously too low. I need kickback. I need somebody once in a while to fall out of their seat and be like, whoa, why are you so much? I need that pushback.
Yeah, why is that important? Break that down. Why is that important?
Well, the reason why that's important is because the customers, your audience will tell you if your price is too low by agreeing to your price every single goddamn time.
Yeah,
so that means
most people will say that 30. Oh, I'm good. I'm busy. People are agreeing to my price. No, like most notaries would consider that like, all right, that's good. It's a good sign. But you say it's not, and
no, it's not.
So profound.
Yeah, because you are not pushing your price margin to match the value that you're bringing to the market. So if I have a Lamborghini, Tech, and I say, hey, Tech, I'm going to give you this Lamborghini. All you have to do is give me $500. What's the first thing that you're going to say?
Is it real?
What's wrong with it? Yeah. Is it authentic? Is it real? What's wrong with the car? Why would you sell a Lamborghini for $500? Because the price does not match the value that you're asking for. So when everybody was agreeing to that price, I immediately knew that my pricing did not match the value that I was bringing to the market. So if I'm doing a power of attorney where a person now can oversee a person's financials, real estates, personal affairs, all financial affairs, for them, that is an extremely valuable piece of paper that I can validate for them.
Indeed.
Now, if I charge them $20 for that, they look at it like either this guy is slow or I lucked up. And here's the thing. Consumers are very, very intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ever doubt the intelligence of a consumer. Some consumers will look at you and be like, nah, that price don't sound right. It sounds good what you're saying on the phone, but this document's a little bit too valuable. Are you sure you're commissioned? Are you sure your commission is valid? They start hitting you with questions like that, bro.
Bro, people do this. See, there's notaries who've only done real estate and been a signing agent for the last 5 years, and they've been in the dark. They've never been exposed to what this situation that you're describing, and this happens. Now, you're saying it from the opposite perspective, as if now, because what you're describing happens, but I want you to follow me on this. Mm-hmm. The client, because you're not giving them a $30 price.
No,
you're not
anymore. No. Nowhere near.
Yeah, right. Not anymore. But I can name about 5 different times when a client, over the thousands of appointments, I can name about 5 specific times. The most recent was this Middle Eastern woman who said the exact same thing. She said the exact same thing. She said, thank you for coming. Thank you for helping me and my family out. How many of these do you do per day? Right. And I'm like, about 6, 5 or 6. Really busy days 8. She's like, wow, that's very, very good. She's like, that's very, very good. I called another notary and they only charged me $30. And I said, whoa, something is. Oh, I didn't know if they were legit. You were very helpful. You were very responsive. You were very punctual. You were on time. She was like, how many of these do you do a day? She was more enamored she was like, the notary quoted me at $45. And I was thinking, and they never responded back to her. Me, on the other hand, I heard 369, and she's getting immediate responses, immediate communication, constant text messages, reminders. And then at the appointment itself is executed flawlessly. And it doesn't feel like a robotic transaction because everything's out of the way. It's very systematic. IDs are out. Signatures are thumbprints. Everything is done. And boom, everybody's happy. You walk out and the client is impressed. They're like, I'm glad I went with you. I'm glad I went. This was money well spent. I'm glad I didn't go with the person who quoted me at $45. I don't know what I would have gotten.
Yeah.
That's the customer will say it in that way. They're saying, if you had charged me $30 or $20 or $2, or if you itemize you got 12 signatures and I only can charge $1 per signature and I have to charge $35 because the mileage, the government says is 0.56 per mile. I think that was 2024 rates or 2023. And then you're giving this long ass laundry list, and then you hit them. Oh, well, do you need witnesses? I'm going to charge an extra $50. Client ain't call you for all that. Okay. Yeah. They didn't call you for no math lesson. That's not the reason why they called you. They got a family at home. They got the loved ones in the hospital, and they're trying to get their finances taken care of because their lease is getting ready to expire. So they got access to the bank account, and they got to pay the landlord or the rent company. That's why people are calling you.
Yeah.
And if you charge them $30, they're going to look at you sideways.
They will. 100%. And I'll say this to add to that, Tech, because I'm glad you said that. If you do 10 notarizations and none of your clients ask you for a job, you're too cheap. Your clients should be like, how do I become a notary make that much money in a short period of time? I've had many clients say, wow. I've had lawyers tell me I need to become a notary because you guys are making more money than I'm making. So if you do 10 assignments and you don't even pique the interest of your clients to say, wow, this is a great business. Does it take much to become a notary? I think I might have to pick this up myself. I might want to do this also. You guys make some good money. But if you're charging $20, $30 per assignment to do it, and then you tell them how many assignments you run. Well, I run 10 of them a day to make $300.
They're like, nah.
They won't ask you for nothing.
I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow that where the client says that. They're like, are you guys hiring? You're right. That happens. It happens. People say that. You know.
Let's go into number 3, Tech, real quick. So number 3, why a person would snitch. Protecting others. They fear for the safety of themselves or others. So does a notary snitch fear another notary because of that? I don't believe so. If they don't report the act, this could involve situations where someone is aware of a potential crime that can harm others if not prevented. Are we committing a crime? Absolutely not. Do the clients have options to choose other notaries? Absolutely. Can they choose not to go with a notary at all? Absolutely. So these notary snitches are not protecting no one.
Yeah,
Harp
weird.
on them, Tech.
That's weird, man. It's imaginary. It's just all imaginary. It's made up. You're not protecting anyone.
I came to blast them, bro. I came to blast the notary snitches out there in this world. Out of all things you could be doing in your business, concentrating on your cash flow, getting more clients, working on your marketing, getting business credit, all these things that you could be doing for your business, you're going to turn your attention over to other notaries and worry about what they're charging, and you're going to pocket watch other notaries. That shit makes no sense to me, bro.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Implementing technology. I mean, that's the one thing that I would be worried. I would be focused on. That would be my primary focus if I was a notary. Not reporting some other notary. That's not even in my mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste my time on that.
No.
Notary police.
I can tell you something right now for free, right? This is what I would strongly recommend. Implementing technology, applying as much technological advanced components into your one man, one woman notary operation, that whatever you have going on. Start using some of these technology advances that are out here right now and using it. Now, I'm not talking about, when I talk about marketing, we're talking about how can you advertise so that you can get an influx of interested clients. That means if somebody were to call me right this very moment, would they get a voicemail that said, leave me a voicemail and we'll get back to you as soon as possible? You just lost a client. Is it possibly worth your time to invest in something that automatically responded to the client? Because you have that capability. You can have that. And all of a sudden, that lost client is recaptured. And now you could be more happier because you now have an extra $120 in your pocket because you were able to capture the client. But that can only be done and accomplished through technology. And you can't even accomplish that if you're focused on what all these other people are doing. So it's very important that the whole self-preservation thing, that's how you preserve yourself.
Yeah.
That's how you make this more fun, and that's how you enjoy it.
Yeah. We have 2 more to go before we go into the last 2, and then we're going to go into the book of the week. We'll take a quick word from our sponsor.
Hey people, let me tell you about the Notary Special Ops Workbook, all right? It's not just any old workbook, no. This thing is a game changer for notaries out there. You know why? Because it's not just about numbers and figures. It's about making you, as a notary, feel like $1,000,000. Listen up, folks. This workbook. Hey people, let me...
Yeah, I like that commercial, bro.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, I love that special ops workbook.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have a comment over. Remote Notary Biz says those tattletale notaries will struggle to be successful because they are worried about the wrong things. I 100% agree with you, Remote Notary Biz. 100%. Like it. Now, the person that was doing it, I didn't see the video. I'm really, truth be told, and Tech can attest to this, I don't follow notaries. I don't follow notaries, mainly because they're looking at the business the wrong way. I will follow an entrepreneur. I will follow a small business owner. But as far as notaries are concerned, they have a very sole proprietor type of mindset. They look at the notary business as only I can fulfill these assignments. They don't look for ways to break bread with other notaries or other business owners, other entrepreneurs. They don't want to explore different ways to scale their business. They look at the business as it's me, 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 me. If I can't do the assignment, I'll shut it down.
Yeah.
Versus a person like Tech will be like, well, I got all of these assignments going on right now. Let me commission a few other notaries so they can share in the pie. I mean, it's just a different mindset, you guys. It's a different mindset. Yeah, let's go into number 4. So number 4 says, sense of justice or duty. They believe the individual, well, let me say this, why a person would snitch. They believe they have a sense of justice or duty. They believe the individual or group involved deserves to be held accountable for their actions. This could stem from a strong sense of fairness or a belief in the justice system. Now, like I said earlier, if you're going to be the notary police, you need to be the notary police for all of them. I'm talking about not just notaries, but title companies, escrow companies for overcharging. You need to look at why is FedEx is charging astronomically more for overnight versus ground shipping. You need to be the police on everything. You need to put the badge on your chest, on your sleeve, and police everything. Not half-ass and be like, well, I'm gonna just choose the police on them because I don't like what they're doing. You guys remember the movie Belly? When I don't like, I'm gonna drop a dime on them niggas, man. I don't like what they're doing at all, man. I'm gonna drop a dime on them. That was a hater.
I can't look at bananas the same. Ever since then, you can't even eat a banana without having a flashback.
And that's who I think of. The dude from Belly that said, I'm gonna drop a dime on them.
Yeah, Rico.
when I hear about a notary telling on another notary, what's his name? Rico?
Yeah, Rico. I should have brought the handcuffs today, man. I forgot them.
I should have grabbed a GIF or a sound bite of that dude, man,
right,
for this episode because it's so perfect for this topic.
But notaries, they're not like you said earlier. Notaries are not created equal. And think about it. You are not even like, you are different than what you were yesterday or last week or year before that. You grow. You changed. You know, you have the freedom to change your mind, and you evolve. You know, you develop and you grow. But the way we apply our skills and our individual, aspects to this business and industry is not the same. They're not created equal.
No.
No, not at all. So, what makes you the standard? What makes you to say that everybody else has to do what you do or conform to whatever that you do? I know a lot of people are, struggling with that right now. But don't forget, this person has beliefs in this justice system that they're supposedly reporting to. But don't forget, this country is a capitalist country. This society is a capitalist society. Now, a lot of people want to have these socialistic ideas, and let's just everybody just do the same thing. So, but that could, regardless of what you think about that, regardless of how you feel about that, don't miss that this is unquestionably a capitalistic society. So that is, just by existing in virtue of this society, that's going to be the default. So you want to say, well, everybody should do this. You're going to be, fighting a hard battle just by virtue of you're going to get a lot of resistance then, instead of looking for what's wrong with other people, instead of just focusing squarely on yourself.
It's funny is because they want everybody to play at a LeBron James level.
Yeah.
Like they don't want anybody to be far more superior in the execution of what they're doing. They don't want you to, you guys that are tuning into this show, that's why you're tuning into the show. That going that route, what these people are doing with the notary snitching and being undervalued and underpaid, that's the wrong thing. Otherwise, you would not be a notary. That's just a fact. Who's gonna come into this game to make $20, $25, $30, $50, even $50 to drive to a person's home, notarize important documents, get a second business line. Who knows what type of automation that you have set up in your business? Like, you have expenses to streamline a better experience for your customer. But then somebody looks at you and they're like, oh man, this person's getting coaching to better their business. I don't like that, man. I'm gonna drop a dime on them. Or, this person got Calendly so they can set up appointments and take payments before they go to the assignment. Nah, I don't like that, man. I'm gonna drop a dime on them. Because you guys are in the first place, I want you guys to know that because you guys are leading the pack, it is natural. It is a natural thing for someone to just simply despise what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a barber. The barber down the street charges $25 for a haircut. You decide that you're going to charge $100 for your haircut. Are there blades on the clippers on both ends? Absolutely. Yeah. Do you both use alcohol to disinfect? Yes, you do. Are you using different sprays? Yes, you do. But the fact that you're willing to charge $100, that $25 barber is going to shit on you.
Yeah.
You could always go down the block and spend 5 times more by going with them. Well, you know what I would say if a barber told me that and I saw the hate spewing out of their mouth, the venom just spilling out of their mouth, I'd be like, I wonder what they're doing different over there. Let me go check them out. Because that person will come across bitter. I've left barbers because of that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I've seen barbers ridicule their customers. And I was like, this is not the experience I want.
Right.
And you're like, man, look at that person's here. I'm like, what? You're a barber. I will rather spend more money for a much enjoyable experience than to go with Cheat B over here down the block. Speaking of coaching, Tech and I making a special announcement today. We are opening our private coaching for 3 new clients. 3 new clients for private coaching. You are going to be personally coached by Tech and I every single week until, well, what's the time on that? What are we doing? 2 months, 3 months, Tech, on that?
It's 2 months.
It's a 2-month mentoring coaching program with us. We have 3 spots available. If you would like to be coached by us, which we've coached thousands of notaries already, and they are making more money doing this job part-time than people are making on their full-time job. How can they get in contact with us, Tech?
So go to drtech.com and you can sign up for our mail list. You can sign up for the mail list there, or you can just go to Instagram and leave a comment that says PLZ, please. And then you can go to the comments down here, matter of fact, as well. And then you can leave a comment here, and then we'll get back, or you should get a response. And just leave the comment, PLZ. I like to just give one quick story about one of the coaching students who typically charge, $50. So they actually ended up being able to understand how to navigate a phone call. First of all, not just navigate a phone call, but number one, don't have a cell phone to begin with. And understanding why the importance of, a lot of people will say, I'll just use Google Voice. I'll just use my personal cell phone. But understanding how to separate those two, business and personal, not just for tax purposes. No, I'm not going to say that. But understanding how that, boom, instantly kicks in a mode. And we talk about, from a mindset standpoint, the things that we do can easily be implemented. But really the first thing that you got to sort of overcome is this whole approach. All right, you only get one shot to do this. You only get one shot. What would you do? I would answer the phone. Okay. Your personal cell phone? No, you have a distinctively dedicated business phone. You have that, and boom, you kicks into a mode. You typically would get $50 for somebody signing in a passport application. But now you could actually command and know how to actually build in the value so that this could be a $300 appointment, or at least you could offer it as a $300 appointment. And the client might just want it. If the situation, if the scenario calls for it, which you wouldn't even know unless you were able to extract this information from the client, this is what they're looking for. So you can instantly, literally instantly go from a $50 appointment, give yourself a 5 times raise or a 6 times raise, and get and command a $300. And that was the experience of one of our clients. Just by understanding, number one, I don't answer the phone saying yes. Because when we started working with them, that's how they answered the phone. Yes. I said, I wonder why you answer the phone like that. I wonder why. And I wonder why people, they give you resistance when you charge $65. Well, people don't want to pay that much where I live. Not true. How do you know that? How do you know people won't pay that where you live? How do you know that? Well, because, I live in a poor area. How do you know that? These are all imaginary things that go on in your mind. So our coaching will help you instantly go from $50 to $300. And that was just an example. So you got the phone. Now all of a sudden, instead of answering the phone, yes, because you don't know if it's a bill collector or if it's a friend or if you're a family member or if it's a client, you don't know. So yes was their way of sort of neutralizing or having that greeting. But boom, got rid of that. Now she has a professional greeting. And now from the moment you answer the phone, you've commanded this call, and now you've actually provided a reason why you can command a $300 price. So that's just an example of how we can work with you and what type of results that people have gotten. And it's a different approach. It's a completely different. We're not telling you about documents. I'm not going to tell you how to read an AKA statement. Tyler's not going to teach you how to read an ALTA statement or how to present a uniform application. He's not going to teach you that. You got to know that. That's on you. Yeah.
And on top of that, the skills that we're teaching you on here, we're going to teach you how to get clients to the point where like you can't even handle all the clients that you're getting. So that's going to be part of the coaching. Understand, like we're doing this currently, by the way, we're training teams internationally. So let's just say you see yourself as a CEO and you do have a staff. Maybe you have a virtual assistant in the Philippines or in Afghanistan or whatever. We're training teams to take over the organization for the owners of the company. So it's robust, man. If you guys are interested in mentorship, drop in PLZ in the comment section and we'll get back to you. So let's go into number 5. Let's go into number 5. And well, let's go into book of the week real quick too. Book of the week is by Alex Hermosi, $100 Million Offers. Great book. It shows you how to make offers in your business. It doesn't matter what type of business that you have. It shows you how to structure and make offers. And the problem is that not enough, and I don't want to call you guys notaries because you guys are far more superior than notary, although it's an honorable profession to be in. But I look at you guys as business owners and entrepreneurs. This is a very good book to have because you want to understand how to make offers, how to make an offer so irresistible that the client feels stupid to say no.
Exactly.
That's what this book does. So I highly recommend it. You can find it in the link in the description. So let's go into number 5. Following the law. Why a person would snitch. They feel like they're following the law. They believe it is their civic duty to report any known wrongdoing to the appropriate authorities. This can be based on a strong sense of respect for the law and desire to uphold it. Like I said, notary police. Who are they really protecting, y'all? Who are they really protecting?
Couldn't tell you, man. Johnny Law. Which is crazy. It's just crazy to me. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. Like, come on, do you know where you live? Like, I don't know.
It's sad. It's sad, man. It's sad. You're a sad individual if you are going out of your way to report another notary because they have paid for coaching to understand how to price themselves, how to position and sell a product. Because like you said earlier in our lives, this is a money product. It's a money product.
Nobody wants your cheap shit. Okay. No, like keep your little $2 notary. Nobody wants that. And I don't mean to say that disparagingly, but teachers, they think it's making them look better. Nobody wants the cheap stuff. I take my wife out to dinner. I don't want to sit in a cheap table. Not if I don't have to, and I'm able and I have the capability not to. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants your last minute. Can you squeeze me in between 2 and 2:15? No, this is an important event. I own a car dealership, and we've got theft affidavits that we have to sign. Matter of fact, we have 8 of them, and I got them called to take at 2:30. Can you get here at 2:00 and we can knock these out? I'm willing to pay extra for it because I understand this is important. You only want $2? How about let me see? Let me call you back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody wants your cheap. You keep your cheap stuff. If there's an ability to have a better experience, like you said, Tiger, you can actually. You don't feel like you're getting cheated by being shortcutted because somebody's squeezing you in or somebody's gonna rush their way through it because they feel like here's a good example. Had a client, I had a notary call me and tell me that the client didn't have the documents, and they're like, well, do you want me to stay? And I said, well, how long? They said it's gonna be 45 minutes. I was like, oh no, don't stay. Right now, if it was 15 minutes, then I might say, yeah, stick around. Because here's the thing. the client, like stuff happens. Just stuff happens. People, they change their minds. Printer runs out of ink. I'm saying like the client, they're trying to prepare the documents. The baby's crying. You know, stuff happens. So it might take you a little bit more time. You thought it was going to take you 10 minutes, but actually it'll take you 30 minutes. If you didn't charge enough, or if you only charge $2, you're already going to be resentful. You're going to be disrespectful to the client. You only charge them $2 or $10 or whatever it is, or $35. And then something pops up in their life, something that's not out of the ordinary. Power goes out. I don't know. Their son is on their way home, but they got stuck in traffic. Just wait 15 minutes and they'll get here. And then all of a sudden you're resentful because you didn't charge enough. Well, you gave them the cousin discount, the friends and family discount, and now you're hostile to the client because you're like, well, I gotta go. I can't be here. I was just, protect yourself from that on the front end, right? So that way you can give the client a much more enjoyable experience. The clients are looking for that. So you have to give it to them. If you can't give it to them, it's no wonder you're not going to enjoy this industry, man.
Yeah. Shout out to the beautiful Tahisha Williams out there in Virginia. She said, keywords expedited. Got to get this done. Need this ASAP. Cha-ching.
You listen for it.
But you have to know what you're listening for, ladies and gentlemen, because for the average notary, those keywords that Tahisha just mentioned will fly right over your head. And you'll charge, a regular fee for something that's getting expedited. Even FedEx knows that they're going to charge more for something to be expedited. See, the problem also is that the notary snitches, notary tattletales, whatever you want to call them, they're pocket watching not only you, but they're also pocket watching the customer. Now, here's what's wrong with that. You may enjoy paying a parking meter and walking 12 blocks to your destination. Your client says, hell no, I'm going to get it valeted.
Yes.
That's why there's so many wrong aspects of notaries snitching on other notaries. You can't possibly understand it. I mean, I've been in marketing and sales all my life, and I'm still understanding customers and clients because their buying habits change. The person that used to park their car 12 blocks away now has a fledgling business, and they decide to get valet for everything. That person that used to take public transportation is now driving a Mercedes-Benz to their appointments. So you can't possibly charge a person just off the phone call like that.
That's so true.
Because you don't know the full aspect of their type of lifestyle. You may not like buying. You may think Louis Vuitton purses are too expensive, and they have a closet with 100 of them. It's bad. It's bad.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Yeah.
It is dangerous. And the fact that you would turn your attention onto another notary because you feel that they're charging more than you. Like I told you the story before, Tech, that one of the notaries that I commissioned out there in Indiana wanted to extort me for more money because she said, you have an agency and I've always wanted to have an agency. So I feel like because you haven't a notary agency, I should charge you more.
Yeah, you got money. You got it. You got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Got him.
No.
Yeah, that's not the point. No. That is not the point. That's pocket watching, which is dangerous. Oh, well, what about me having to get on the phone with you because the client called me saying that going to complain about you? That takes away from time. That takes away. I was in the middle of something else important, and now I have to go and address this. I have to talk to you, address you. So, and then you are asking me for, or you are refusing. You are kind of, this is dangerous too, by the way. And I've been with notaries and I've seen this. And signing agents will be able to relate to this. So we all know this. When you're a signing agent and you get an appointment from a signing service or from a title company, that's not your client. That's the title company's client, or that is the signing service's client. That's their client. Like, we all agree on that, right? We're like, you might look at it differently, but we can all agree that's not your client. You didn't get that client. They didn't pay you. The title company is paying you. The signing service is paying you. Or if you're an agency, the agency is paying you.
That's why you're waiting on your check.
Yeah, right. 40 days later. But I've seen notaries go in and say, oh, yeah. You know, oh, I don't work with that company. I just contract to them. But, you know, you guys ever need a notary? Here's my business card. You can call me. I've had notaries do that. I've seen notaries. I've seen other notaries do that. But this is going to be for you guys' all benefit. When you go into these situations, and again, that's not your client. You actually contract or work with somebody else, and that's their client. So questions and stuff that you ask the client, things you tell, refer them back to whoever is paying you. If people worried about getting blacklisted and worried about getting red flagged and all these different things, listen, if you don't think you can go out and get the clients yourself and you want to, you know, rely on signing services, do it. But I'm going to help you protect yourself. Stop going back door and trying to take these companies' clients. It's not a good look, and clients will. No, it's definitely not. And clients can definitely pick up on that, and they're like, wait a second, you know, we didn't call you, right? We didn't negotiate this with you. We actually got assigned this from a title company, or our lawyer hired, you know, we worked with my attorney, and you were sent here from our attorney. And then it makes the lawyer look bad. It makes the signing service look bad.
Yep.
And it makes you sound thirsty and kind of seem a little shady. So
shout out to the illustrious Dawn Velez Notary Nation out there in Florida. She said a lot of people have an employee mindset and can't understand how to price. And I didn't even think of that, Dawn, but you are 100% correct. You are 100% correct. If they're looking at it, these notary snitches are looking at this business as if they work for a company, and John, 5 cubicles down, is making more money than me. I'm going to confront my manager and ask him, why? Why is John making more money than me? He does the same work I do. That is an employee mindset. I tell you, one of the hardest things I had to overcome as an entrepreneur was to shake off the employee mindset. Yeah. It literally, and I'm not even joking about this. It took me years to do.
Yeah.
It took me years to, because I was conditioned for years on how to be an operator in somebody else's business. But when it came to my business, I took it hard. I took everything personal. So I had to learn that. Dawn also says the ones getting all the leads from title companies don't understand the hunt and to eat concept.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah.
Worrying about being blacklisted, worrying about getting fired. It's the same mindset. And I know somebody that was blacklisted, and I know someone that got a phone call from a title company that said, you know what, we're just not going to use you anymore. And it was a corporate client that was responsible for pretty much 90% of their income.
Damn.
When that client, and by the way, the client didn't give them a reason. They just said, well, we just don't want to go with you anymore. Their income,
more prices or something, like Well, do you know the reason? Why were they trying to get a raise, or were they trying to advertise to the client, or their conduct, or what?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why. They just decided to go somewhere else. Maybe they found someone cheaper. Maybe they found someone more efficient. Maybe they found someone more expensive that they could get their work done through. I don't know. I don't know what kind of automation, but I know that person was butthurt.
Yes.
90% of your income went out the window in just one phone call. First of all, you as entrepreneurs and small business owners should never, ever have one client that is bringing that much revenue to you.
That's all your eggs in one basket.
You need to diversify that. Hell no.
Yeah, but never advise.
No way. No way. And this goes even more further than one client. You shouldn't rely on one platform to bring you 90% of your income. And that goes for Google My Business. That goes for Thumbtack. That goes for all of these other sites where you're getting your clientele base from. You do not want to be relying on one for 90% of your income like that.
Yeah, it's the diversified portfolio. All right.
For client attraction, absolutely.
Yeah. The market will crash eventually. At some point, it will. You don't know when, though.
Right. Any last words, brother?
Yeah, I mean, the whole employee mindset, entrepreneur mindset, growth mindset, fixed mindset. There's a lot of different ways to break it down. But using the example where you're talking about you're in the office and 5 cubicles down, Stephanie or John or whoever is making 50% more than you are, applying that whole growth mindset or employee mindset, fixed entrepreneur mindset, applying that whole theory to that. Some people would, like you say, go to the boss. Hey, why is this person getting more? Another person, which is kind of an employee mindset, but entrepreneur, what is he doing differently that I'm not doing? Right. So you can choose to go and follow that person and then say, well, let me figure out what is this person doing and let me apply some of those things so then I can get that. And then the other side, you can go and report and say and complain and tell, why is this person doing this? Obviously, every situation is going to be different. There might be some specific things that, who knows what negotiated behind the scenes. But ultimately, being aware that there are 2 different ways to approach these scenarios. There is the employee mindset, there's the entrepreneur mindset. There's the fixed mindset, there's a growth and expansive mindset. There's always these different ways to look at these scenarios. So instead of just, saying, all right, this person's charging $30 and I'm only charging $2. Yeah. Let me figure out the problem there versus saying, well, what is this person doing that I'm not doing? And how can I learn from them? All right, there's always going to be 2 different ways to approach these things. And I just want you to be aware that you don't have to just do things one way. You can actually, once you're exposed, right? This is why exposure is so important. Once you're exposed to different options, then you can pick the best one for you.
Yeah. Also, I'll say this too. For those that really want to understand, like, what is taxable, how can you price yourself? Do me a favor, go watch the Notary War Room show with Dawn and Camille Mitchell. That episode will help you out tremendously on how to price yourself. I believe Camille Mitchell said that the charge for the notary stamp is actually tax exempt. Did you guys know that? So that episode is really, really powerful. Go watch that show. It's the Notary War Room with the guest Camille Mitchell. Watch that right after this, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. How to price yourself correctly so you don't have to worry about what these notary snitches are talking about. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, and happiness. We wish you guys the very best. And we'll see you next Wednesday for the Profits Are Up. You heard?